in a game of golf lesson. This is the very base form, which is the back hit lesson that you've all read in the Inner Game of Golf by Tim Galway. Now, would you attempt to give us a summary of your understandings of the Inner Game of Golf theories? Who'd like to have a bash at that?
I'll give it a go. I think it's basically there's two parts of you inside which swing the golf ball. One is your natural subconscious mentality, and the other is your active brain working.
Okay, and so what is he saying?
But basically, he's saying his thinking, the way this book is written, it's strongly implying that you shouldn't have swing thoughts when you're playing. It should be more a natural movement happening.
Okay.
Without
anything else?
Process.
I think it's just very similar to the subconscious directs the conscious.
Subconscious directs the conscious. Anything else?
Yeah, you should have full awareness of what is happening with it.
Full awareness?
And feel.
Well, full awareness is feel. Paul? What was your conclusions from reading the book? Avidly, page by page, studying and taking notes.
That it was take it properly sport.
For sure, yeah.
Not just, you know,
Absolute.
sport.
Yeah, absolute.
Almost any activity.
Absolute. Darren, any specific conclusions that you made? I think what Tim's also saying is that there's a self-confidence thing in here that he's saying you're already enough, that you have all of the tools and resources inside of you now to do anything you want if you allow those out. A little bit like the putting that I showed you yesterday, where it's about facilitating your talent to actually come up and work rather than suppress it. So the conscious efforts that we make suppress and stop any chance of that talent that you do have coming out, whether you're highly talented or whether you haven't got much talent. You've certainly got talent, and whatever talent that you have, if you facilitate it, then it's going to give you some better results than if you suppress it. So certainly I think Tim's saying you're enough. You already have seen enough golf swings, you've read enough, heard enough to have all of the resources inside of you to produce good golf. The back hit idea, the reason I like back hit, although it's not pure by any stretch of the imagination, but it's something that you can give to your client as a quick fix for those people that are overburdened with all these ideas about technique. So the exercise that we're going to do and basically we're doing this on film so the people on the correspondence course can get some idea of its form and it takes so that they can work with their buddy correctly. So first of all, we've chosen a subject, we've chosen Paul because Paul's expressed this feeling that he does think about a hell of a lot about his golf swing. He tries very hard to swing the club in a certain way when playing, and he's probably got more than one swing thought. Yeah. Okay, so he's a prime example. So what we're just going to do, all we're going to do is enact the back hit process, which is a very, very simple process that anybody can do, and see what results we get. So to discover what, to get a before and after, then we need Paul to step up, hit some shots to a specific target. We've chosen the flag up there. What I want someone to do is to get a little plan of the flag out there and the surrounding markers, and Paul's going to hit 5 specific shots, and we're going to measure how close he gets to the target. We're then going to enact the back hit process, and then we're going to see the resultant improvement. Yeah? So if someone can take responsibility for that, and then we'll run through the exercise. So Paul's kindly volunteered. Paul, if you'd like to take your position there for the moment. What I expressly want you to do, has there been something specific that you've been working on since you've been here in the swing?
Yeah.
What was that?
Keeping my heel down.
Keeping your heel down. So I want you to focus on keeping your heel down, and maybe what are some of the swing thoughts that you've had about the downswing? What's worked for you before?
Not specifically on the downswing.
Not specifically on the downswing, that's a shame. If you had to have a swing thought on the downswing, what would it be? What would you be trying to improve?
Faster hit through the ball.
Faster hit through the ball. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is I want you to try your very, very hardest. So give this everything, lining up, imagery. I want you to give it everything that you've got, and specifically think about the heel and what you want that to do on the backswing, on the downswing where it was, and about the creating more club head speed on the downswing. Okay, away you go. And for the sake of the count, we'll just record these shots, and then we'll come back and do the exercise. Okay. So that's about 40 yards short right, yeah? Okay. So, how hard did you try on that shot?
Yeah, very hard.
Very hard. Tell me about your swing thoughts.
Heel down, hit as hard as it could.
Okay, what can you tell me about that heel down? Was it down as far as it could have been? Could you have been more focused on it?
I felt like it was down.
Okay, but you don't know.
Not sure.
So you could be more focused on it.
Yeah.
Okay, what about the club head speed?
Tried to generate quite a lot.
And where did you generate that from?
Yeah.
From your hand. If we added the hips as well, would that help?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna go deeper into your focus on the heel, yeah, and then to get that extra club head speed, you're gonna think about the down and the clearing the hips at the same time. Okay, give that just a massive effort. Scale of 1 to 10, how hard did you try last time?
9.
9. So let's get that up to 10, yeah, or at least 9.5. That's good shot. Okay, so that's 20 yards long and right. Yes? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you agree?
Landing or ball finish?
Where it lands, not where it finishes. How hard did you try?
10.
You tried 10.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So let's increase the club head speed. Now you've got this idea of pulling this down and moving the hip at the same time. Let's see how hard you can hit it. So really try and really hit this hard. So using that heel, really try and get that heel down. Get all the imagery going. Maybe you could try 11. Okay, so that's 40 yards long, 20 yards left, yeah? Yeah. And again, just keep that same standard up. Keep aiming at the pin. He knows how to try, this boy, so we don't need to. Okay, so we've got a straight shank, right, and again, probably need to try a little harder if you want to win. And 25 yards left, 30 long, yeah? About that, yeah? Okay. Thanks, Paul. We're going to need you some more. So the exercise, if you've got your sheets there, is that we're going to get some feedback on the back and hit. So the 4 features that we're after is the discovery of Paul about when he gets to the top of the backswing, for him to say back. And then for us to note whether when he says back is before he gets to back, after he gets to back, or when he is at back. And his version of those events. And then we're going to get some feedback on the tonality of his voice when he says back. So on a scale of 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, Paul, which would you like to work on?
1 to 10.
It's a tough one for you, you did very well to work that out.
Choice,
yeah. So 1 to 10, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So tonality wise, 10 would be whereas 1 would be no hint of stress or strain or anything. Okay. And then the same process goes to the moment when the ball is struck, i.e. we're going to measure, we're going to assess whether he said hit, when he hits the ball, before he hits it or after he hits it, and again measure the tonality. Now the point of the exercise is not to have a totally relaxed one and a perfectly timed hit. It's to become aware of whether when you say it you were right or wrong, or whether you know it was early, or whether you were tense and where that was. So we're going to give you you 3 individual jobs to do. If Mick, you could do back. So quite a useful idea is to actually also watch his lips at the same time as you watch the club get to the top of the backswing. Okay?
Yeah.
So that you can assess where the back was early, late or on time. If you could do the tonality of back for us, Darren. Okay? If you could do the hit, whether it's early, late or on time. And Ian, if you could do the tonality of hit. Okay? Again, we're hitting to the same target as far as your setup goes, but we need you to focus in on the specific exercise. Yeah, okay? Just grab a few balls, no distinct number. So the point of the exercise now is we're going to get him to work with back hit. We're going to begin to monitor after a while when he begins to function with it well and understand what he's doing, and then we may finish off with 5 distinct balls with him just using back hit as though he was playing on the golf course. Okay? Is that okay, Finn? Yeah. I think should I do? Do you want me to do a demonstration? Just to? Are you
I think
okay?
I've got it.
You're totally au fait.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do a demonstration if you don't.
Okay.
Back. Okay, excellent, well done. So it was back Early, late, or on time?
Late.
It was late. Not late or a little late? A little late.
I thought it was fractionally early.
You thought, or it was?
It was fractionally early.
It was fractionally early. Okay. What was the tonality of back?
Back. 5.
It was at 5.
I said about 6.
About 6. So pretty much getting close there. Hit early, late, or on time?
Late.
I thought it was on time.
It was on time. Okay, and tonality?
5.
5.
4.
6. Okay, so the tonality was a little bit stronger than you thought. Okay, so we had some differences there, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so what would have to happen for you to be sure that back was back and that hit was hit and that the tonality was correct?
I'd have to know what the tonality should be.
It doesn't matter what it is, it's your correct reading of it. So it doesn't matter whether it's, as long as you then say, oh, that's 10.
Okay.
Or if it's back, then yeah, it's 1. So it's just, it doesn't matter whether it's early, late, or on time. None of that matters. What you're attempting to do is get the information to match their information. So what would you have to do to have a better understanding of when back was back and what the tonality was accurately?
Change, first of all, when I said back, to feel when it's there, through feedback.
So to feel through feedback, and how are you going to increase the feedback there, Paul?
People that are observing.
How are you going to do it internally, Paul? What would you have to do to increase your feedback of when back is back and the actual tonality, so you could match their correct assumptions?
In that feel.
Feel. So how are you going to increase the feel, Paul? So if you did know, what would you guess at? Would relaxing help?
Yeah.
Okay, so you feel that if you just relax down a little bit more, that you'd be able to sense better where that is?
Yeah.
Okay, and what would you be sensing that position of back with? What would you need to know more about?
Where the club head is.
Where the club head is. How are you going to know, have a bit more information about where the club head is, Paul?
Shoulder turn.
Through your shoulders, eh?
Hands.
And your hands. So, are you telling me then that if you were more sensitive with your hands, that you might be able to give better, more accurate feedback? Right, that's brilliant. Okay, cool, away you go.
Back.
Okay, so back, early, late, or on time?
Back on time.
Back was on time.
On time.
On time, excellent, well done. Good awareness. Tonality of back.
5 tenths. 5 or 6.
5 or 6.
I'll go down to 7. It's definitely louder than the 2.
So 7 as in a little bit tighter. Okay, so a little bit more perception
I felt tense.
of, yeah, so you felt it, so maybe your marking was actually incorrect there.
Yeah.
Yeah, rather than you got it, but you didn't quite mark it correctly. Hit early, late, or on time.
Felt late.
Felt late.
Was late, very late.
Was late,
Yeah.
very late, okay.
Yeah.
Tonality of hit.
7.
6. Okay, so do you notice there was some indecision, you have to think about it?
Yeah.
So what would have to happen for you to be able to go early, 4, early, 6?
More relaxation.
More relaxed. Okay. Anything else you could do?
No, I was going to hit it.
Yeah, possible. Yeah, some people tell me that when they get really good in the awareness, it's almost as though they're not swinging. It's almost as though they've just become a measurement of these things. They allow the swing to happen. Do you remember what we did with the putting pool,
Yeah.
where we made our practice swings, and then we looked up and hit it?
Yeah.
Do you think that there's a possibility that if you had less time standing over the ball, that you'd be thinking less and be able to react to the back hit scenario better?
Yeah.
Do you think that would help?
Yeah.
Excellent. Do you want to try and apply that this time? Yeah?
Should I verbalise the back and hit as well?
That's entirely up to you.
Just thinking it. Back.
Okay, closest one so far. Back, early, later on time.
Back, I thought it was on time.
Back was on
I'd
time.
agree with on time.
Excellent, well done. Tonality.
I'm not sure on that one, but it felt about 6 or 7 again.
6 or 7. Which one would you go for? 6 or 7?
6.
You go for 6.
I got 5.
5. So coming down. So you sense that coming down.
Yeah.
Just need to nail it. So that's getting better. Yeah, you're getting a sense of a wedge.
Yeah.
Did you feel that you was out of that a little bit?
Yeah.
Excellent. Good. On a scale of 1 to 10, how out of it were you?
About an 8.
About an 8. So you've got a couple of points to go there. Hit early, late, or on time?
On time.
On time.
Late.
Fractionally late. That's pretty good usually. Usually, because that hit is done so faster, if you say it's on time and it's fractionally late, that's pretty good. Tonality.
6.
Or came down a little bit, did it?
Came down.
Okay. I must admit, I thought it was near a 5. I thought it was near a 5. Okay, so you're beginning to get out of it. You began to respond a little bit better to the target, to the information. A couple of practice swings at the target. Back hit, back hit, back hit. Okay, away you go again. See how much further you can get out of this process.
Back.
Okay, again, perfect distance. 20 yards left. Back, early, later on time.
Back on time.
Back on time.
Back on time.
Tonality.
5.
Oh, good.
Late.
Late.
I thought he was about on time. I didn't
Okay,
think
so
it was-
there's a bit of conjecture
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Tonality.
5.
5. Okay, excellent. Good work. Okay, so how far out of that were you?
Not as far as last time.
Not as far as last time. Okay, so what would have to happen for you to get out of it that little bit further? Really just be a conduit for the swing, just to give information back on it.
Another backswing. More relaxed. It's more relaxed.
Okay, brilliant. Away you go. Back hit. Back hit. Back hit. Notice how relaxed his body is getting, yeah? Notice how he's swinging so much smoother now, yeah? Specifically in his off-target arm, you can see that there's far less tension. It's much more relaxed than it was. If you notice, it's not, yeah, it's just softly away, and he's just letting it happen now. See how much more he can just let it happen. Just let the ball go towards the flag. Back here.
Back. Hit.
That's probably going to hit the flag. That's it, coming down, just 10 yards, right distance, right at the flag. And How far out of that were you?
Back up to 8.
Okay, so should we finish this last shot on 10 to get so far out of it that you're nothing to do with it? So what do you feel that you're going to do differently to be totally out of this and just make it a 10?
I'm just not going to be there. I'm not going to think about
Not
the
going
shot.
to be there. How much more are you enjoying hitting the ball at the moment?
Much more.
Much more. Okay, see how much you can enjoy doing this. Okay? Back here, back here, back here. Notice how the balance, how much more stable he is with his feet now, yeah? I mean, that's just flowing now, isn't it? I mean, he's looking the tempo of Ernie Els, isn't it? Really let go. And don't be surprised if the ball hits the stick. Shall I kill that fly or? That's it. All the way down. All the way down, Paul. You're going to know exactly where the club is at all times.
That's it.
Superb. Oh, excellent shot. Okay, Paul, thanks very much for that exercise. Now, the change in the consistency of shot proliferation is just incredible. But not only that, the change in the man is incredible. His whole body language, his whole enjoyment. He's just so much more relaxed, at home, at ease. The physical look of his swing is more balanced, more flowing, and that all he's done is get out of his way. It's the only thing he's done. Tell me, on the last few swings, what can you tell me about your heel?
It's down. I have no idea.
You don't know. That was the right answer.
I have no idea. No, I made it all up. I
No
had
idea. Absolutely. Yeah, you had no real idea what was going on at all, did you?
That last one, I had no idea what was going on.
No idea whatsoever. And yet, where did the ball go? On all the others where he was trying, the ball didn't go, I don't think, within 40 yards of the target, did it?
One within 20.
One within 20. Okay, and that was the closest. And all of these were, if it had been a green, would have been on the green. Quite exceptional change in result. And this is why, I think this is magic. Because what piece of technical advice did I give him? Could you have done this with a tennis player? A hockey player? A cricketer? A diver? Anybody? Absolutely anybody. So you can go and take this and you can teach Ernie Els, without a doubt. Now, this is only just part one. This is a very simple, very basic, almost flawed exercise, because in actual fact, where you get somebody that doesn't think about the swing, they will find saying back and hit an absolute distraction. So it's not pure. Hit also, to a degree, has some verbal derivatives of hit rather than swing. So you can change. Remember, Tim talks about humming as well. So you could just hum throughout the thing. You notice that slight rise, yeah, through the hitting area. So you can just hum again. Notice how smooth that was. Yeah, that was perceptibly different, wasn't it? Yeah. All of the skills are in that book. This is the base one that I would advise you use with your clients to astound them. People that want to go to the course that aren't going to practice, this is the tool for them. Any questions? Thanks very much indeed.